Do this video on our Ruby SDK for the Mandrill Transactional API. My name is Brad Hudson, and I'm a solutions engineer here at Intuit, and I'm excited today to walk you through our new repo and how you can use this to learn about the API or just quickly get started with the SDK. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So first things first, you're going to navigate to the Intuit Developer GitHub and find our Transactional Ruby Samples repository. Here you're going to see a lot of different files and a README to get you started that we'll go over in just a second. But first things first, we want to come up here and grab our SSH and go over here and run git clone with the link. I've already run this command, but that will get your code all squared away. Now at this point, what you're going to have is a number of files, and we're going to go through some of them today. But in order to get started, we're going to make sure that we have the right version of Ruby, we have bundler, and of course we have an API key for our Mandrill API. So how you get to your API key, if you're unfamiliar, is over on MailChimp, you're going to click Transactional. You're going to click this Launch App button. That's going to bring you into the Mandrill API dashboard, and then under the Settings tab, you're going to see your API keys. And here you can just simply click Create API Key, and you're good to go. All right, so now at this point, we can follow the instructions to get started. So now that we've changed our directory into the sample app, we are going to cd into our scripts folder where all of the scripts are going to be run. Here we'll run bundle install. This is going to install all of the libraries that we need to run this repo. Next, we're going to need our env file. And here we can kind of take a look at the example file that we have. So here, this is where you're going to configure your API key, your default from name, email, the default to email, and the default to name. And over here, I've loaded it up in Cursor as well, so we can take a quick look. So right here, you'll paste your API key and the rest of these values. Awesome. At this point, we're ready to go. And so we have a number of different scripts here that we can use with this project. Let's navigate to our scripts folder and take a quick look at one of them. So here we have a email with template. We have email with single recipient. We have email with merge tags, email with attachments. And so if you're looking like, how do I get started with the Mandrill API? Well, you can quickly just come in here and kind of take a look at how we're sending just an email. So you'll see at the top here, we're loading the SDK. We're using our Mandrill API key environment variable. We're then constructing an email message down below. And then we have this send email function. We have send email with advanced options. And you're going to see a number of scripts in here that all operate that way. We then have a much larger app that is going to have some UI component to it. We'll take a look at that shortly. So to start this, we've added this web server component that I was talking about. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to run ruby app.rb. All right, so there is a server running on port 567. And whenever we load that up, we're going to see all of those scripts are going to be easy to run right here. So you can just click this little drop down and say, I want to send an email to a single recipient, merge tags with attachments using a template, and then we have this kitchen sink all features that you can use. So let's just go ahead and send to a single recipient. So down here, I've configured it to send to my email address, and I'm getting a success status. Then we'll navigate over to my inbox, and boom, right here we'll see that I got this hello HTML world. Okay, so now let's go take a quick look at the code that ran that. So that was emailing to a single recipient. And so, like I said, this down here you're going to see in the message that gets constructed, you'll see the HTML is just a p tag, hello HTML world. But of course, we were running that out of app.rb, and this has the same should have the same code. It must be calling that function from that file. Yes, okay, so we call run script. So here you'll see that whenever it's a single we then run the script email with single recipient, which is what we just looked at. So that's exactly how this works. It's a pretty simple app, and you'll see that this is we're posting a script ID, and then that ID chooses which script to run. So kind of a simple little app that we've created here. So let's take a look at another example. So the next one we have is with merge tags. And so this one is going to allow us to put in some, custom names. So we could do Bob, Ross, and then we can do Intuit, and we'll do gold. Okay, great. And then if we head back over to my inbox, we'll see that come through, and boom. So here the merge tags have been included that we configured. All right, let's take a quick look at the next one. So sending an email with attachments. So what this is going to do is it's going to add a PDF. Let's go ahead and click Generate Test Email. Looks like it's been queued up. This one can take a second to come through because it has that attachment. Let's see how long this will take. Well, while that sends, we can take a quick look over at what happens here. So here we have our sample.pdf file in the same scripts folder. And what's happening here is we are reading that. And if that file exists, we are then adding it to our content. So down here we have this attachments. And down here you'll see how we're adding that to our message object. And so just like that, we can send our documents. Here we go, it came through, and then you'll see we have this sample attachment, and we actually have a readme.txt that we sent as well. And so if you want to look further at that code, you'll be able to see exactly how we did all of that. So you'll see here we had a couple of attachments, we have the sample PDF, and then we have the readme.txt. Let's take a quick look at the last two. So we have email with a template. So we have two templates here. We have the hello template, and we have a QBO invoice template for somebody who maybe is sending a QuickBooks. Let's go ahead and use that one. Beautiful. So we'll give that a second to come through, but as we've looked at before, we can navigate over to email with template, and we'll go through and be able to see which template they used, and then exactly how that email is sent. And you'll see that we have some merge variables here that will be sent along. Okay, so here we go. We pre-populated it with the name John, but we have payment for invoice is requested. And if you go back and look, you'll be able to see where these merge tags were put in. You'll see a couple of different names through here. That's template with, let's see. So here's our John name, and here's where the welcome message is. So excellent. And then you can kind of dig in here and be able to use this in your own code. All right, finally we have our kitchen sink all features. So here this is going to send with the majority of the features that are available with the Mandrill Transactional API. So let's click Generate Test Email. So while that sends, let's just go ahead and take a quick look over at the kitchen sink email. So this is going to send an attachment. We also have the send kitchen sink function, and we'll be able to see how this is using merge tags. It's also using some styling. This is going to be using the majority. It's going to show you how you can use some headers. We also have the merge variables. We have attachments being added. Even have room for images if you'd like that, to show you an example. And then of course there are a lot of analytics that you can use with the Mandrill SDKs and API. We'll also show you how to use some tags and some metadata. And then of course we'll show you the message object where all of this is utilized. And ultimately we do mailchimp.messages.send to send that message. Let's go back and take a look at what that looks like. So here it is. We have merge tags being used. We have the attachment of the PDF. We have this blue square being added. And this is utilizing a lot of the features of the Mandrill API. So please take a look at this. Feel free to email us if you have any questions or attend our office hours. I know that for some of these repos, we are adding a lot of comments. We're trying to help you out as much as possible. So we really hope this gets you started, and we appreciate your time today and look forward to seeing what you build with Mandrill. Thanks, and have a great day.